So my company is called ClearSpace. Our goal is pretty simple. We want to remove space debris and make sure that future satellites do not become space debris. Basically, our goal is to make sure space is sustainable. So hi, I'm Sabrina Andiappane. I'm currently the managing director of ClearSpace in Luxembourg, where the company ClearSpace is based. Prior to that, I was actually the head of new business initiative for Thales Alenia Space. I was based in France and in Italy. I did engineering school in Paris. And after that, I basically started directly in Thales Alenia Space. After 3 years, I became what we call a research and development engineer and a project manager for R&D projects for actually the Commission, the European Commission. I managed to be the project manager very young of R&D projects with a lot of different partners from all over Europe. And I think for me, it was also the moment where I learned most of everything I'm doing right now by collaboration, working in an European and international environment. The reason why actually I started doing space is very actually funny. It's my sister. When I was, I think, 6 years old, she brought me a book about space, and I opened it and I thought it was interesting. So for me, it was basically how my love story started with space. And growing up, I was trying to be good at everything. That's something I was taught to do. And it's also an advice that I can give to the students. When you're really young and if you don't know what you want to do, is try to be good at everything. Then afterwards, you can have the choice to do whatever you want. The company was actually born in Switzerland. It's a spin-off of École Polytechnique de Lausanne. And then we actually moved into the UK and then in the US. And we recently opened in Luxembourg. This is where I am, ClearSpace Luxembourg. And we are now based here. So the missions we would like to carry is basically to go capture and remove another object in space, which means it's not something easy. It means you have to go there, you have to do rendezvous, you have to capture it. So all these technologies to make sure that you can actually go and grab something in space is actually already very difficult and in terms of technology, very innovative. You need to provide autonomy on board. You need to think like this satellite will be basically alone, so it needs to have all his senses. So you need to have sensors to make sure it can approach. It needs to be also intelligent enough to maneuver around the space object. And at the same time, the right elements to be able to grapple and capture this object safely in space. This is basically the technology we are working on. We are a startup, basically. So when we started, it was, I think we needed a bit of everybody, whether it was engineers or people working in communications, people working in project management, legal, finance. So it's basically putting up a company. So there is a role for everybody, and a company is not only made of engineers. Obviously, when we talk about space companies and making sure that we do innovative things, it's something actually in our company, there is different kind of roles and everybody contributes at their level what they can do. I think when we are in a startup, you have to always plan for tomorrow and at the same time try to come up with new ideas because, well, space is a domain that seems slow, but in the past years, things started actually moving forward and changing very fast. We always have to be at the top of the innovation if we want to improve also because there are a lot of startups. We need to survive and we need to find always that great idea. Because you also chose a field doesn't mean you're stuck with it. You can change. I started as an engineer and right now a managing director taking care of a startup. I would have never thought that. But you can really learn along the way, and just because you chose a path doesn't mean the other ones are closed. And it's always possible, whether it's in education, job-wise, you can really change. So don't worry, the choice you're making is not necessarily the one you're doing for the rest of your life. Everything is open, just don't worry, it will be fine.